Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm not bad. Uh, Now that my power's back on, I'm like, okay, I can kind of live my life, have my actual day now. So glad that
Yeah,
came
that's
back
great. Do you
on.
know what happened?
Yeah, it was just like somebody who's they're doing some work on the house, and it was like this part of the house got turned off or whatever. But
Oh,
now
I see, I
now it's
see.
back. So hopefully it doesn't just go out again in the middle of the lesson. Uh, they were
Yeah,
acting like it wouldn't, but I don't know.
sure, yeah. You never know. Yeah.
But anyway, what's up? What are we going over? How's it been going?
Uh, yeah, it's been going generally pretty solid, more or less pretty consistently, gradually making improvements bit by bit.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you like the clip of the edge guard example of me against the Pikachu, so that's, that I got to
Yeah, I
do it
saw that
again a
was
little bit
good.
more. I played a Yoshi again today, actually, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to apply the approaching high double laser into or high laser into double shine,
Mm-hmm.
and that seemed to work pretty well. I think the real test is obviously if I can do it like well against like a really good Yoshi, but at least against like even like decent Yoshis, it seems like it's really 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 strong. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that. But yeah,
Okay,
I feel
good.
like generally things have been looking solid in a lot of areas. And then I think today I wanted to talk about just broadly. I wanted to talk about like the vertical aspect of the Falco Ditto, especially on platform stages, like
You mean like
the
triplat?
tri-flat stages. Yeah,
Okay.
especially those. Kind of like I want to talk about like the dynamic of like when one Falco is policing the ground and the other one goes high, and then they try to come down on you or with a laser,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you go high to try and avoid that, and then set up your own advantageous situation, and like that kind of like up down dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I kind of feel like that feels like that like against this Falco who I sent you slippies of,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like that just becomes like if both Falcos are kind of playing pretty like reserved and careful, it's like very. It just feels like that's like the whole matchup just becomes like this like up down, like almost like circle, like we're almost like circling around each other over and over and over.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of hard to figure out like a solid way to get like a handle on what I should be doing or what like is the way to kind of get the leg up on my opponent without just like playing this really long drawn out tedious game with them.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just the only way, and I just have to be better at executing or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, generally I guess I just wanted to talk about like the vertical stuff in this matchup.
Okay. Um, yeah, there are a lot of positions where there's just nothing. Like you can tell, like when you get lasered as Falco, that there's like a lot of spots where, like, oh, if I just full hop away, like they can't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
they can't really get me. So there are like a lot of like literal like true stalemates. I think that what kind of starts breaking it is like when like aerials start like knocking down and stuff, because then like trying to catch somebody landing on the top plat with like a back air is like it's like things start like having like a little bit of like a higher payoff. um, or like when you're coming down and they're trying to like get you landing, then your down air can like lead to stuff and stuff like that. um,
Okay.
and you can also, like, a lot of times I think Albert is actually pretty good at it, where like he really likes to like pressure the corner, like if you're under the side plat, and then of course you want to go up, and then he'll do like a lot of like read you landing on the side platform with like a jump shine type thing. And then if you don't land on the side platform, then you kind of end up in this like, you know, top right corner, like you're over the side plat, but you're really high up and you can't really drift to the top plat. And it like feels a little bit more like awkward, like something could go wrong. Um, but overall, like it's pretty tough to catch the other Falco. I think that like a lot of times you want just like I think the important part is when the vertical game is like big happening and it just keeps like looping. You want to focus on making sure that you're the Falco in center stage. It becomes a lot about center stage control. Uh,
Mm.
it's tricky because like they dash full hop to like top plat and then you're underneath top plat and stuff like that. But it's just that like generally like you just want to make sure that like you are not like if you're in center, then like their options for how to full hop are pretty limited. Like they can either go up and down on the side plat or they can dash full hop to center stage. And like if you're covering the dash full hop to center stage by like I don't know, like laser full hop down air to top plat from center or something like that, or a back air, you can kind of like hold them out. You can be in center and kind of hold them out, and then like if they want to full hop to the side plat and they sort of pull back, that's fine, but you're not really in any danger. Like you can sort of set up some positions like that where you just sort of have like a strong like corner type of deal. Um, Ultimately, like if somebody can go up and then they can land and they're guaranteed to be able to land on something that's not the ground, uh, I think it's pretty difficult to punish it. um,
Yeah.
that's just kind of like the nature of it. There's little ways that you can make it kind of awkward, which I think we can go over in more detail when we like look at actual matches. But like overall, it's one of the strongest like Ditto stalemates.
Yeah, yeah, that all makes sense. And I imagine that when we watch, there'll be more. It might not even look necessarily like I'm getting caught by looping. It might be like just other really blatant mistakes I'm making. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just more like
But
a. It
I'll
needs to be
definitely.
done on like a case by case type of thing.
Right, right. And I think, but I for sure am gonna keep in mind the like percents thing and the keeping center idea because I feel like that was like two things I didn't really think too much about in this like kind of like dynamic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's actually a big deal. Like I didn't. It's actually huge if you can come down like from both ends. Like if you can back air them landing and they're at tumble percent, that's a big deal. But also if they're at tumble percent when they're below you, you landing on them with a downer is way more devastating.
Yeah, then you get to set up a bunch of stuff too. Exactly.
Right.
It's just at
Yeah.
the low percent where it's kind of like it's kind of awkward, but like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're both kind of getting a bunch of like lasers anyway, so it's like you're kind of
Sure.
progressing the game. Um, on like a stage like Stadium, I think the platforms are like sort of weak because they're like low and stuff like that. Like as long as you're the guy who stays in center, as long as you're the Falco in center, you're gonna have like a much better time.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you want to start with this one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. We can
gonna.
just go in
Okay.
order.
Okay. But yeah, like if you're here and then like they just jump like this, there's nothing you can really do out of it. Uh, I think the best play, like basically the threat is that you're gonna do some sort of jump and shine read right here. Um,
Right.
and like you're too low of a percent for their down air to like it'll if they down air you, it'll just like push you back to the ground. So you don't really
Sure.
like you're not really threatened by much here. And I think like even if you're not gonna take anything from it, I definitely think like going in here after he goes vertical is the play. Like just move in like right here, and then like you can threaten short hop up air, some sort of back air. You can threaten to shine. Like if you moved in here and you saw he was doing this laser, you could have probably gotten a shine here.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
just like when they go vertical, it's fine to move in. You just have like way more control because you know at any moment you can do some sort of like retreating laser thing. And if they decide to like land like on you, like you go here and they land on you, then like you got them back to the ground and you have center and like your laser is out and all this kind of stuff. So like if you're there's sort of like this like it doesn't really happen as much on the triplats, but like on the stages where like they're forced to land on the ground, like let's say FD, you definitely get this sort of like laser control means that you're the Falco that like is like you laser them and they like full hop or full hop double jump away, and then they come back and you laser them again. Like there's like one Falco who's gonna be lasering and moving horizontally, and one Falco who's just gonna be like jumping, like when they're kind of at
Right.
like a disadvantage. And you don't really want to be the jumper guy. Like the laser person will eventually get you with like a high laser on your way down when you don't have a double jump, you know, and then you have this
Yeah.
big frame disadvantage and they get like the pressure and stuff like that. So like as long as you're maintaining like a solid position and like in center and it's mostly low to the ground and you just sort of push them out and you're making sure to threaten the platform with various hitboxes and stuff like that, this is just generally like an advantageous position for you as the like aggressive Falco. Like even like right here, like you decided to move in like a little bit later, but he gets, because you're like moving in, it's like what does Falco really do to defend this spot against like a Falco who doesn't get knocked down by down air? It's pretty tough. So
Sure.
he ends up like retreating, and then that puts you in like a winning sort of position right here. I think that like right here, retreating laser, like retreating high laser is really good here. Like catch them coming down if they come down, and then if not, you're pretty fine.
Yeah.
Like it's
I was gonna say like,
yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like it's sort of one of these like catch them, that's great, I'm at big advantage. Doesn't catch them, reset type of deals.
Yeah, that makes sense. The other thing I was gonna mention is the I think in that earlier situation where you mentioned that like I could have moved forward when he went vertical.
Mm-hmm.
I think like some additional context that may kind of explain why I was doing that, why I kind of backed off instead, was because in previous times that we played, this Falco really likes to do jump and then take laser and then double jump fastball downer to
Mm-hmm.
like cover him, like the other person trying to run into them. So like I've been super like in this session I was like very focused on just like shooting a laser and then waiting for him to do some kind of like in place like like defensive aerial as he's coming down and then try to shark the landing. But what I found was that like when the platforms were like on FD, like you were saying, that was really powerful when I was doing it. And I think even
Yeah.
in this like games I gave you, like one of them is like me literally like three stocking him on FD in part because of that. But then like on the platform stages, it feels like he can just always go back to platform, and then it just feels like it keeps stalemating when I do that. So I'm like, I guess I'm having trouble finding the balance of like how much should I back off and let him double jump, falling, retreating aerial, versus like how much should I try to call him out going to platforms. Uh, at least it feels like on the platform stages, like I'm having trouble finding that balance.
Yeah. What does like how? Okay, I'm gonna try to find the spot again. I'm gonna try to. I just want to see like what does the. So you're talking about he's doing these down airs, right? Like these type of things, like this.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So what you can do against these is just make sure you have some sort of like approaching like a like basically you want to like you get under them and then they double jump because that's the whole thing is like you're like a laser, they go vertical, or they short hop, you laser, they go vertical, you move in. Like them down airing on you is not a good bet for them. Like you're not in any danger there, and if you happen to move back and move back in, then they just get murdered there. Like
Right.
if you do like this and then you just do dash like slight approaching high laser or something right here, like they're just gonna like lose their stock. So it's like an extremely dangerous like idea to do these double jump down airs. It's kind of like when you're off stage and you try to double jump down air back on people, like it's kind of like what are you really doing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not like a strong pressure and it shouldn't really hit you for doing stuff. Like it's kind of like a like please I'm hoping that I can kind of get this. It's not something that you really need to like it's not powerful enough to be centralizing that you should just be like trying to bait it or play around it. Like when they do it, it should be just relatively like your basic pattern of like getting under them and then like getting away from being under them and then coming back should just kind of work regardless of what they do here.
Yeah, do you think I should just not be trying to hit him directly, like the way I go for that like dash jump shine? I should have just like instead kind of just taken my move like or move under him and then just taken space.
So you're talking about that part,
Yeah,
right?
that shine right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would have
just a normal
tried
shine.
to. I would have tried to catch his landing with a laser, and then like when you're on the platform and like you're in these positions, how do you feel in the Ditto? Like I'm curious about that because like
I
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Well, I was gonna say I often feel a little bit. I'm like I personally am like scared, but I also feel like I know that I shouldn't really be, and that it's kind of a even-ish situation. So like
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to be more diverse about what I do on the platform, so it doesn't and it kind of works and it's kind of sometimes doesn't, but like if they are able to get directly under me, I'm usually like, okay, I need to get off the platform right now. I want to like get down with a laser if possible.
Mm-hmm. It's because they have like a lot of mix-ups from underneath you, right? So like,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like you're just not like you're not fully perceiving um how limited their options are to like defend themselves from all the different things you can actually do to them from underneath the platform. Like you have like shines, like up tilt them coming down, full hop back air, short hop up air. You know, you have like lasers can be on the ground. Like they don't really have that much. Like let's look, I just want to show you like if so this guy's like going to the side plat. Like right here, when you're this Falco, you're not like, yeah, like I'm unhittable. It's at like low percent, so you're like, ah, what are they really gonna do? But like, it doesn't feel like you're just like, oh, I'm totally safe or whatever. Like he's down airing because he's kind of like afraid of like stuff right there. And then it happens again. Oh, I like that full hop shine though. That was like a good read right there. But he's up there right now. There's a reason why as soon as you got underneath him here, um, like right here, he full hops. He doesn't like this position. And it's like
Right.
if you don't feel like that, like if you don't feel like there was any reason for him to full hop there, and you're just like, well, he just full hopped because he's even more safe now. It's like you're kind of missing the feeling of how threatening it is to just be here and know that this Falco can do like whatever. Like they could be like full hop waveland off the platform or full hop shine waveland off or something like that. Like there's just so many little. There's like your shield is tiny, you know, like your shield can get poked in a lot of ways in this position as Falco. You just don't feel like particularly super strong here. So I think that like yeah, like once we're here, once we're here, yeah, this is like not a lot is gonna happen here. He doesn't really want to land on the ground. He's probably gonna go back to the plat, but there's not really like there's too many options for him to kind of land. But then like once he's like here, you know, bad position, or once he's here, oh, I can approach for free and get underneath him, and then he felt kind of pressured right there.
Yeah, I think like I that totally makes sense. It's just I guess my feeling is I'm not really sure like what to do if he doesn't ever like if I don't ever read correctly. If he doesn't ever do anything even slightly greedy and he's always being really conservative about how he plays, it's like I don't feel like I can really hit him without taking a risk. Uh, but I guess that then your idea of like if I can maybe just back off and laser him and build up percent, then like eventually even like more reserved things I can do might start actually knocking him down, and then I could play like like a long war of attrition that way, maybe.
Yeah, like I think that's what happens if nobody ends up reading each other ever. I think
Because like what I think I'm worried about is like I understand that I'm in the good position, but I'm thinking
yes.
like, but if I keep doing, I can't do this forever because what if eventually he does? And I feel like we've talked about this before, but I end up like panicking because I'm like, if I do this for like a minute straight, what if I keep guessing wrong and then he finally gets a random hit on me and then kills me, and then it feels like I wasted all that energy and time trying to focus on doing something good, and then like I just got reversaled once and paid really hard for it.
Yeah, I mean we
So
all
I'm like,
hate
I
that
want to.
feeling.
Yeah, yeah. So like, I'm like, I want to. I feel like I start like second guessing the strategy, and I'm like, I guess I should just sometimes just go for it and try to hit him. But then I get hit trying to do the greedy thing, and then I die anyway.
It's... I feel like it's kind of like corner pressure, right? Where like people get a corner pressure on somebody, and then they're like, well, if I just sit around in center and I don't do anything, then eventually they get out of the corner, like they full hop or something. And then
Yeah.
like
It actually, yeah, it is exactly like that. Yeah, that's how it feels.
yeah, and it's like, well, you want to use the fact that they don't feel comfortable in that position, and then like do things to them, like out of that position, like people rolling out of the corner, dashing out of the corner, like somebody full hopping to the platform. These are like the things you're going to actually use, not the fact that they're like in the corner. Them being in the corner just means, okay, I want to like defend my good position. Like, okay, like here's something that might help. Like, let's say they're on the side plat. Let me just find like the position again, whatever. Like, let's just say there's like a position where they're on the side plat, and you're like, what do I do? Because they're up here. Like, I just want to find one where they're like shielding or something like that.
I think it happened earlier this talk.
Yeah, I feel like it was like at the beginning. Yeah. Okay, so just ignoring that. Okay. Oh, I messed it up. Sorry. Okay, so like let's say like right here. Okay. Let's say instead of doing this short hop in, let's go back right here. Okay, right here. What are they gonna do if you full hop?
I feel like they would just go to the ground immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And then try to shark me.
Okay, so what if you jumped from like here and you full hop from here? Like, do you feel like because like the issue with here is there's no rising pressure, but there is like a falling pressure. So if you get above them, then they're like, I'll just go to the ground and avoid it. But what if you're close enough to them when you full hop
I see.
that like there's like you could be doing rising shine waveland off, you could be doing rising back air, you could be doing anything, but you just jump above them. Like they don't there's nothing they're gonna do to that like to actually punish you, and their best case is that like, oh, they drop down and now you have this platform position or whatever, which is like not that bad when they haven't set up for it. Like they're dropping down as you're landing. Like you can just dash short hop off to here or something like that. They don't really have like an advantage because of like the landing timing and stuff. But what I'm saying is like there's just it's just not it's like a bad position, and I feel like I'm not trying to like get after you for it. It's like here, let me just pull up. Let me just get like Uncle Punch up really quick. Because I definitely feel like it's just like you haven't fleshed out the situation quite enough in your head, and then that is causing you to like... It's like when somebody doesn't know a matchup, so they sort of start like imagining that like the character's range is like way more than it is or something like that. That's like the equivalent here. Because it's like if I'm here and you're there and I'm doing this, what are you going to do? Like, maybe you're gonna drop laser or something like that. Like, that's about it. And it's like, boom, I can do that. I can jump up, do Shine Waveland. What are you gonna do? Wow, I keep messing that up. Playing too much Fox. But, like, what are they gonna do to punish that? What are they gonna do to punish this? What are they gonna do to punish, like, that? Or, this? Or something like that. Like, there's just not... Like, if you do this, you know, like, what, this Falco is not... If they drop through a laser right here, you could just, like, drop through and down air them or something like that. It's just, you are the one with all of this mobility, all of this control. You can reach them unreactably, instantly, in a way that they cannot reach you, because the best they can do from this position is a laser. Is a drop laser.
Yeah.
And the drop laser will lose to, like, this type of thing, or, if you happen to laser early. So it's like if you're lasering somebody here and they go up to the side plat and you do this, that's pretty scary for them. Like, they just don't. It's just like if I'm here and then I'm here and I go like this and I do this, and you just like if so we're like here and then let's see. So I do something like, or like that, and then this guy goes like you're not like oh yeah, like I totally escaped from this other guy. Or like if we do
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is like I don't think I have enough options to threaten him when he goes to side platform, like in these kinds of spots. So I think it just felt like I only was basically threatening short hop up air near the edge, or just like retreating and doing nothing, which felt like it made it really safe for him to be up there.
Yeah, so I mean that makes a lot of sense, and I think that the issue is that like we've kind of just been trained as Falco players that like this is like the position where everybody is super strong against us. But like Falco is just not that great at defending against himself from this. Kind of like how he's just bad at defending against himself in general. It's not as strong. Like it feels strong because we're used to like this just being a really negative angle to attack at, basically. Whereas like if you do this, if you jump over Marth here, like you're getting up aired or like whatever.
Yeah.
But against Falco, like, oh, is he gonna like shield drop up air me? Like, is he gonna like somehow like do something when I jump above him? It's like, no, he's got like shield drop shine, or he's gonna drop through. And so it's if I'm doing like, if I do something like this, you know, what are you really gonna do about it if I'm right here? If I'm pressuring. And so like a lot of stuff is, as long as you keep up the pace. So like if I'm here and I'm doing this and they go here and then I'm doing this and then I'm moving around and then I'm like, you know, you just gotta stay really active. Because none of these, how should I describe it? It's like you moving around to here, this is just as safe for you as, you know, this feels for them, if not more. So it's like, haha, there you go, now you're winning. Or like, so it's like basically this makes sure they're not comfortable, because this is preventing them from getting closer to center. It's pressuring them where they are, like the full hop, really scary here. And then it's like, also, I can be doing this full hop. Like I can do this full hop, and then if you try to jump up to reach me, shine. If you stay there, shine, wave, land away. Cross up air. I wouldn't do this one, but like if I'm here, you know, maybe like cross up air or something like that, or like right. I wouldn't do it out of the corner, but if I was in here, you can just do this, like shine, double jump away, and then like lasers. They're like, you're just which moves is he gonna use to really get you? Like Falco gets his openings from like this type of thing, or this type of thing, or this type of thing. He doesn't get his openings from you being like right here and then be like, which move? Which like there's just no Falco moves that like they're not gonna be here and then you jump up and they're like, ugh, I'm defending this from your full hops. Like, because if they do that, then you just like they're just gonna lose to like every conceivable mix-up. So I think it's just like a slightly worse position than you're kind of realizing. And I feel like the only tool you've really had was like this one, where you're like, I don't want to give up my grounded position. So you go for like up air. And then, you know, I can understand why you would start feeling like it was just either that or like retreat.
Yeah, it's because you were asking me about how I feel on the side platform, and I was like, every time I'm there, I don't really want to be there. I immediately, if they get under me, I want to go to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so like I know that it's not good to be up there, but I think my problem is like, I'm thinking of all the different Falcos I've fought in my life and who have like all these tricky. Each one of them maybe doesn't do that many mix-ups for how they deal with me when I'm on the side platform, but like over my lifetime, I've seen so many different Falcos do different things to me when I'm on the side platform that like I'm just now like convinced that it's bad to be there, or like it's not great to be up there for too long,
right?
But especially if they can get under. But then like I don't feel like I've accrued all those mix-ups myself for putting that same pressure on like other Falcos when they're on the side flat.
Yeah, so you could try to do something where, like, you could try to approach it from both sides, where you're like, when I play the Ditto, I try to pressure people on the side plat, and then you can do the flip side of like when I play the Ditto, I just camp the side plat and I see what they do to like get me off the side plat. Like, why do you feel
Yeah,
intimidated? Because like when I'm on the side plat in the Ditto, I'm like, well, none of my like sure I'm mostly safe, like yeah, mostly like 75% of their options probably won't hit me, maybe, but like what do I have? Like what are my aggressive tools that I'm going to be doing, Like I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
feel like I have a lot to like really like put out there and get them with. And I feel like I have a decent defensive position, but my shield's getting smaller by the second, and they're just running around like, I'm just gonna do something random. I'm gonna do something I came up with last week, and it's like
yeah,
that's like pretty scary as the Falco on the platform. Like you don't necessarily have like a great space to mix up from there, and it's what makes a lot of people like this, and then you do this. Like you get up here and then you're like, whoa, and then like once you're up there, this other Falco has even more of like this horizontal advantage, and a lot of times they can force you back to the side plat and then get under it, and then suddenly they've got like the mix up. Like I definitely think like this is a pretty good one. Like doing
yeah.
like
I
doing
do that
like
versus
that,
Falcons actually.
and then doing like that, like you delay it with the back air. There's just and this Falco, you're just like, get me out of here, like get me back to the ground so I can be like the grounded laser guy. And like
Yeah, yeah,
there are plenty of positions where you do like this laser, and then they're like already here, and you're just like whatever. So there are points where it will like stalemate, but if they are reacting to like if they're stalemating as a reaction to like you getting an advantage, like you're doing this and they're stalemating is because of that, then just doing that like boom boom boom, like pretty scary for them.
right. Okay.
So you kind of got to
Yeah,
just
that makes
keep
sense.
just keep playing the game. Falco just doesn't have the options there. Like he's not gonna like do this and then shield drop, weak back air, boost grab. Like Sheik is gonna do. Like he just doesn't have the tools there that make that situation so unpleasant against certain other characters. Not that it's that
Yeah,
unpleasant
yeah,
against Sheik, but he just doesn't have like the only thing he's gonna get is like shield drop shine here, or like if you're right underneath him and he gets like this or something like that. But that's a pretty low probability. You just have all this mobility and space, and you can be unhittable, or you can be pressuring, or you can be underneath and pressuring, and then transfer that into like an above, like below pressure, above pressure, horizontal pressure. And this Falco is just like, jump. I guess.
right. Yeah,
That's my best explanation of that position.
yeah. I think that makes sense for sure. I think the thing I was just missing is just I need to have more things to like make it uncomfortable for him to be up there for sure.
Mm-hmm. And like just I think like the jump shine double jump aerial is a good one to practice, and the jump shine double jump away in general, and then like the jump
Yeah,
waveland, and just even full hopping right past that. I always said that's the mango. Mango always used to do that. Is like you get on the side plat and he'll like full hop vertically like right through you, and then immediately come down with like an aerial.
right, right. Yeah, I think I've seen him do that too.
It's really good.
I was gonna say I do the jump shine double jump away aerials, but I only do that versus Falcon. For some reason, I never thought to do it versus Falco.
Mm-hmm. And it's stronger against Falco because he doesn't have any sort of like up air catch. Like they can't like
Right,
catch you
right.
with like an up air.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just like that's the thing is like it's that's just like how it is that just because like you've just been trained by all the other matchups that position is rough. I also think doing this was so good here. Like catching them with these lasers is so
Yeah, yeah. I
is
really.
so good. You're like doop boop, and then you're just like
Yeah,
on them again. Okay, like look at this spot. What if right here
I
you
went
went
in.
you went like yeah boom boom, and then you did short hop laser in dash full hop, and then did a mix up of rising
Oh,
shine or full hop over them, falling shine double jump. Like they're
yeah, yeah,
super pressured here.
yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That's a good idea actually.
Nice. Okay. Classic Falco Ditto stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like for him, like when he's like right here, and you do this, this is like a dead stalemate. Like there's nothing that can come out of this. But like
Right.
now that you're in this position, like if I was him, I would be starting to set up like a pressure. I would maybe do like I would dash back, backflip laser right here just to see if you instantly do like a dash short hop aerial or something like that. And then when you don't, I would approach right here and like set up my mix up. And he just did like
Yeah.
approaching laser into the corner or whatever. Or they did.
Yeah.
And this is sort of what happens a lot of times when they do this double jump thing. What I would recommend is do a little dash back before you do the approaching laser here on the double jump down here. It
Okay.
just because what it does is like basically they have like if you think of like their drift cone for their down air, and like they're gonna double jump in a way where like essentially you just move your positioning based on their drift cones slightly back. And so you're like and then you're coming in with the laser, so you're like sort of making yourself safe. Like the laser is going to move forward for you. So you're moving yourself back to keep your body a little safer and then tossing the laser forward like in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't sure the best way to like say it, but yeah. I stole that
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Magi. She's actually like religiously does that dash back dash in thing here, and it makes this particular spot feel horrible for this Falco because either you drifted all the way back out of it and you get caught with a laser and you're just in like a normal disadvantaged state, or you drifted in and got hit with the laser and you got laser shined or laser up tilted or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll know that this matchup is in a good place in the future when this never happens again. And it's not like your fault, just this position where like Falco on top of platform drops. Like I can't tell you how many times in the Ditto I do that where I just go to side plat and they like down air in here. Not that you did it, but they down air in and you just drop down air. Like the day that this
Yeah.
never hits again, we'll know we're actually good at the Ditto. Because it still hits all of us way too much. It's like the worst position, like the worst thing that could be happening.
Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay, good hold shield, dude. That was good.
Yeah. I'm so bad at these spots. I
So
hate that I always feel like I die there.
yeah, the corner on Stadium is just really, really, really strong. What I do, my favorite thing is okay, because what they all want at this percent is they all want me to freak out and dash full hop to center. And this is just what they want because then they're going to cover that dash full hop down into center and they're going to trade it with their back air. And then it'll hit me
Right.
off stage and then they get sent to the ground with no hit stun and then they edge guard me. So what you can
Right.
do is you can abuse that. They don't want to like they're just really afraid in this position of over pushing into the corner. And then having you at like 100, and if they nair you back area, you go to the other edge, and there's nothing they can do in that spot. So they don't want to overcommit, and so they a lot of times are going to play big vertical right here. And so what you can do is you can just do dash full hop, and then big drift back out of the dash forward full hop, and they'll never cover the full drift back. And then when you land on the side plat, you just do dash full hop again, and now you're too high up, and they can't stop you.
Oh, I never do that.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
that's
it's my
smart.
secret trick on this stage. I also think
Okay, that's
it's the best way to deal with invincibility on this stage is to start on a side plat and then as soon as they come down, you just do dash full hop to the other side plat. And
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
at the peak you can drift to decide which one you want to go to. But you dash full hop to like exactly the center. And you know,
Oh,
if they somehow perfectly get you, then you can still just double jump and you have even more time and you can make the same decision to go like left or right kind of.
right, right. I feel like Wes does that a lot. He like full hops from the side plat during invincibility, in the Ditto at least.
Oh, I mean West like I got the full hop off the side plat because of him. Like
Oh, okay.
that's just like the West balls is like full hop down air and stuff off the side plat, and you're like, that's a cool trick, and he's like, no, that's the whole gameplay,
That's
and you're like, oh, I see. Okay, well, I'll take it as a trick,
yeah, yeah.
but he's certainly good at it.
Sure, yeah. I actually I played him just today. That's why I remembered it.
Mm. So yeah, no, basically the goal of getting to the side plat and then dash full hopping off the side plat is really strong, and they never cover the dash full hop drift back because it would require them to overcommit into the corner a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is another example of like the same concept where like right here just do dash back dash in high laser and it'll cover like the whole drift cone safely, where it's like either you get the laser into a combo or they take the laser and they're in a disadvantage. Like you moved in a little too
Yeah.
close here so that like if they had drifted back they could have caught you.
Yeah, I think I'm just not very good at setting up advantageous positions when they double jump and then like recognizing when their cone is limited enough that I can just do that kind of dash back laser to limit them completely.
Yeah, I think let me see if I can see like a
I just have to pay attention to it more, I think.
mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're just like running right here, but you could be like dash dancing and then waiting to like set it up. It's like it's not the tightest window ever. It's that like the less tight or like not the less it's like the less accurate you are given the exact situation. Like maybe you made a read from a slightly wrong position or like a slightly wrong timing. All it does is it increases the number of situations that turn into an advantage rather than like a combo. Like it's better to just be like a little bit late and then or like a little bit too far away and then they do this full drift here and then you're lasering from here and so all you get is like an advantage. That's like better than nothing essentially. So it's like
And
yeah, I was just gonna say basically you can just sort of automatically do it whenever they're high up, and then you'll start getting better at it. Because remember
okay.
they haven't decided their drift when they jumped. They're watching you, and
Right.
so you need to like keep in mind that they're doing that. They are drifting in the air to space specifically around where you are, and so you present them a position, move the position super slightly back, and then approaching laser. And you can
Okay.
just do
And
that on like total autopilot mode.
right. I assume that it's also like it's kind of a soft read on them double jumping. Like if they just like full hop and then fastball, like I don't I it wouldn't necessarily be bad against that, but I imagine it doesn't really do anything if they just fastball out of the full hop instead of double jump.
Yeah, I mean most of the time the laser can just like pressure them to do the double jump. You know, like if they full hop and then you're like, oh, you're coming down to the laser, and they're like, no, I'll take laser double jump or something like that.
Right.
Like right here, um, if they do this full hop, like I don't know if they do this, I would probably do like dash retreating laser to like here because I'm like kind of making a read that maybe they're gonna drift here, and then like so I did my dash retreating laser to here and then dash in, and now they're here, and so I would dash this way and then do like dash back dash in like laser like right here, and if this were me and they did this drift, I wouldn't have gotten the true punish. I would have hit the laser about here, and I would have been about here, and then I would have tried to just get another laser and played the advantage state probably. So it is.
Okay.
You're right that it is
Yeah.
like a sort of like a read. It's kind of like a soft read type of thing. Like you're kind of continuing
Sure.
to just play neutral using it, and then. But you're pretty safe, which is why it's like better to be that like the horizontal type grounded Falco rather than the vertical one in a lot of situations.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But it is just like it's not like it's not a guaranteed punish. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's definitely
Right,
like
right.
an advantage state that you got to play.
Like if I was, I think Magi would have for sure converted that laser that I went for at the start of this stock into a much better opening because I just ended up getting nothing off it.
So this is actually okay. I'll get back to that in 1 second. This is basically what I'm telling you to do, and they did like a slightly off timed version, but it's this exact thing where it's like, see, you go vertical, right? And they do this
Yeah.
laser, and they do this. So the thing is here is like this dashback wasn't it wasn't because of this, but the same situation basically comes up where they just do this dashback. So then when you double jump, the issue with this is like because it should be
He's
laser
too far forward,
yeah,
right?
it should be laser dash forward, then wait, confirm the backwards drift, dash back, dash in laser. But they
Right.
did
Yeah,
like
yeah.
laser dash back, dash in laser blindly, and so if you had done, and this is the issue is that people do this one laser dash back dash in laser immediately without looking at anything, and then if you did take laser double jump instant fast fall down air, it probably would have hit this laser like
Yeah,
like right here, right? And so it's like that's what you want to avoid. You just want to be like, okay, so like right here, like laser, and then like they do this, and like let's say they just did one more dash dance, like dash back, dash in, dash back, dash in, and then their laser, they're right here, and their laser is coming out right here, and they were like safe, and they're about this spot right here when this would happen.
yeah,
Can you see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. That makes sense
Okay.
for sure.
So yeah, that's just like an example of like, oh, this they kind of did it, but the timing was slightly off, and that's why it didn't work out for them.
Right.
Oh wow, that air dodge. And never ever ever shield a laser when you don't need to.
Oh, should I
It's
just like take laser like maybe up tilted or something after the roll I did?
um there's so much stuff you could have done here. Like the reason why I would say just jump to the platform like waveline down like right here. Cuz like the reason
Oh, yeah.
like why do you hate the corner on this stage so much? It's cuz they get up here and then they threaten waveland off back air versus drop turnaround laser versus run off down air, and you feel super pressured. Like
Right, right.
them standing under the side plat and kind of just like loosely pressuring right here, and then like if you, like imagine if you were in this spot and you shot a laser in the corner and they did dash away shield, you'd be like, well, fantastic. Like I just have to avoid the back air out of shield, and then I'm good.
Right.
And even like this shield, you're giving them everything with this shield. Like everything. Like
Yeah.
if
Well, do you
just
think I should have just taken the laser there?
you could just like crouch.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's like an option. Like crouch or like just take laser or jump into it and double jump waveland off.
Yeah.
Basically, you just need to use like you're just not using this as an advantage position. If this were you, you'd be like, "Oh my goodness, like they're gonna get me." And then like no one in the world if this was you would pressure you like this. like from this
Right.
position. They would be here and they'd be like, yeah, whatever, you're lasering me, that's cool. I'll take laser forward tilt you. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
they would be like pushing themselves onto you in the corner, like, the big pressure. And you're like, I understand like the percents and everything, but you should still be like playing the position
Right.
as if it's like an advantage spot. Okay, this is actually a good one to look at. This was the issue of you doing this backflip laser.
Too early.
No, because this should be like one laser early. So like you do this laser, this next laser should be dash back retreating laser, just in case they full hop here. And then when you see this, then you do your dash back, dash in high laser here.
I see.
Yeah, it all lined up in that clip pretty nicely. So it's like drop laser, laser here, dash back, retreating laser, they full hop over the laser, dash back, dash in, high laser, boom. Got him.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems like it's a tight timing, but I can see that.
It's a less tight timing than you think because the laser is doing your job for you. Like as long as you do the high laser and the dash back, like what I was saying is like the tightness of the timing will change how many of the drifts you can cover, but it won't like mess you up that bad. And it's all just like a reaction thing. It's like reacting to Fox full hop. Like you have to, like you're playing neutral and Fox full hops and you're like, there's the full hop. It's the same way. And it's like when you laser somebody out of a short hop, what are they going to do? Like they're definitely double jumping, you know?
Sure.
So I think it's sort of like a position of like get your lasers like they short hop or something, and then you're like, okay, nice, advantageous position, and just sort of play it out. But don't like if they do some drift that you can't cover, don't worry about it because the situation was, and this is why I started thinking like this because I used to do that full hop. Like when I first started Falco, I would do that full hop and I'd be like, I can't do anything, and then Magi would just do this to me every time, and I realized that it was like you are like when you're the vertical Falco and the other Falco does the dash back dash in laser correctly, you no longer have like secret surprise, I full drifted in with my down air and I got the opening. So like because that just gets completely removed from the equation, you feel like you're just like swinging at air and they have a chance of killing you, and when you're lucky you get out for free, which is clearly like a disadvantage for you. So it just changes how the situation starts feeling. It becomes a lot scarier, and because of that, you know, you're a lot more willing to maybe go to the side plat, and then they're pressuring you on the side plat post landing, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
You want me to just go to game 2?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okie doke. Nice. I hate doing this laser. This is the me. This brings me great pain. Is jumping and you're just like you just start the laser at the normal laser timing.
Oh yeah.
Like boom, boom, and you're like time to catch him on the ground, and you jump, and then you're like, wait, no, why am I lasering? Like this is it hurts me. I do this every time. Such a bad habit.
Yeah. I kind of don't. I usually like feel like it doesn't matter too much in this matchup, but yeah, it definitely is not good.
Yeah, I mean it would have gotten you a free opening if you had done the low laser here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't like this crouch here. You want to keep moving. Like here's the biggest important rule: when they go up, you go like when they do y-axis, you do x-axis. If they do y-axis and you stay where you are in the x-axis, that's their advantage position because they're Falco, right? They have the lasers, they have the down air, they have all kinds of vertical mix-ups. So when they go up,
Right.
you need to go horizontal. So like if he goes up like this, retreating laser, approaching laser, something like that. Like retreating laser to the right, approaching laser. Some sort of like move, move, move. And then yeah, this was, let's see. So you do this. He goes up here. Yeah, I don't like these like getting under, like you're kind of baiting like the back air and looking for like a CC here. I'm not a huge fan of that in this matchup.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bad habit, I think. I should have stopped doing that.
I like that way dash back shine though. In this position, this was good, but right here, dash away, dash in, short hop, turn around laser into the corner. Like short hop from here to the center,
Yeah.
and then turn around laser.
Yeah,
And yeah,
I really no
okay.
reason to never. Yeah.
This is actually perfect that we can talk about this position. Is you're right here. You've just gotten the corner pressure. Of course they're gonna full hop. Of course. And then
Right.
and then what? Why don't you right here go vertical? And then you're coming down on them. Like right here.
Yeah.
And then when you push them to the corner, let's say you didn't do that and they go here and you push them to the corner right here, why not? So look, they do this, right? Why not just full hop above them right here? Like full hop right here and pressure them in this position.
Oh yeah, it's like on Stadium where when he was in the corner, I could have used the platform to go vertical and threaten him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this whole time you never went like you're never going down and in. Like down and in
Right.
is like a big angle for Falco, and it's like you're going up diagonal again. Like there was no even pressure from like up here. And this is where and I think this is like literally the only piece of it you're missing. Like you're doing the retreating lasers, you're pressuring when he comes down, you're trying to keep him in the corner, but you're not coming from above at all. And it's kind of like,
Yeah.
what's the classic Falco rule against Fox? Don't fight him when he's above you. And it's like Falco is also really good at fighting Falco. Like in the Ditto, I try to say like, oh, don't let him fall on you too. Like you don't really want the other Falco falling on you, which is why when they go up, you go horizontal so they can't fall on you.
Right.
But like when they're trapped in the corner, they can't go horizontal. So you're never using the inner edge of the top plat or like jumping up. Like if you just go to the top plat here and you full hop or short hop right here, they're in a really, really, really tricky position. Yeah. Look at this dude. This person, I don't know who this is, but they're doing like, as soon as you're in the corner, they go up here. They're using this inner edge of the top plat, or right edge of the top plat, and they're trying to like pressure vertically. And then they do the rising one, which was fine. But this is what you're saying is that when you're playing other people, they do like this to you, where you're like, oh, I stalemated in the corner, and then they just jumped up and like uppered me and hit me and stuff like that. But you're not doing any of that stuff to them. I mean, you tried to do this, but you don't have enough mix-ups there.
Yeah.
So I think just like literally like adding more things there is the play, especially that attacking from like the vertical angle, because it's just like a big piece of it. I mean, look what this guy's doing when you're in the corner even. Like, because the thing is if here, let's say you jump up, he's already ready for you to jump up. He's protecting not only like you coming into center, but the top plat center here.
Right.
And then look at that. And I don't even think this person is doing it exceptionally well, but they are not in this position like, oh no, such a stalemate has occurred. They're just like, shine, jump, shine, waveland away, shine, back air, and to cover the center.
Yeah.
It's just another way to deal with that position. Yeah. And this is just another example, is like, yeah, they're pressuring on the ground here, and then you go vertical, and this is another thing I talk about in the Falco Ditto, is that like you want to be the second Falco in the air. I don't know if we've talked about that at all, but like basically if somebody full hops, like have you seen part 3 of JoJo's?
I haven't ever watched JoJo's,
Okay.
but I know of it.
Okay, yeah, basically there's just like a thing where it's like the idea is that like no, Billy, I promise it would have been a perfect JoJo's reference. But essentially, this guy, like, in the terms of melee, you can full hop really, really, really high, and there's nothing they can do about it. But then there's nothing you can do about it when they full hop high. But then when they start coming down, then you can full hop, and now you're the one right above them. Like, the moment they start coming down. And so this is what kind of happens to you, is that they are sort of... Man, it would have been such a good JoJo's reference. I'm just messing, but... Anybody who watched JoJo's be like, oh, the perfect Part 3 reference. Okay, but... So they do this, as soon as you're coming down, they know that you can't be rising, because you're coming down. So when they rise now, they have... Like, if you full hopped again, they would have this position on you, because they're already in the air, so you would be rising into them. So it's kind of like you don't like rising into them, but if you are already in the air, they would have to rise into you, even if they're already like on the side plat.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely like a huge thing I'm missing for sure.
And yeah, like this would like that's the thing, is you don't have to pressure from above here, but like right here, if you full hop and just like full hop fall through the platform here, that's like a pretty good like mix up, stuff like that, because you're just holding center. But you basically, it's just the vertical aspect. That's like the biggest thing here, is just like holding center with the vertical aspect and using that to actually pressure them, because otherwise you just get stuck in like that underneath the platform I can't pressure them type zone, which is like clearly rough.
Right.
See, what time did we start?
I think we might be at
we're
an
about
hour,
at an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just finish this game really quick. Nice. Oh.
Yeah, that was the percents. It's really important in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Like, the pattern was great, it's just the percent did not work out. Yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing. Like, I think there's nothing that we haven't gone over already. I think practicing both, like, practicing coming from beneath with the shine and the shine double jump and the full hop through them, and then, like, also pressuring from center with the full hop, and stuff like that.
Using the top platform.
Using the top platform and, like, using... Let's see. Okay, that was one of the things we mentioned. The other thing was, like, on Stadium.
Like, laser... they're like, double jump correctly, like, dash back laser.
Yeah, the laser into dash back, dash and approaching laser is the big one. The going to the side plat on Stadium and then dash full hopping off of that.
Yeah, during their invincibility and stuff. And then, like, when
to get out
they're
of
in the corner...
Yeah, and then, like, the fade back, because they want to, like, pressure you in that spot. And then when you are there, also using the side plat and using your vertical space to, like, corner them. And, like, I think that's the biggest one. It's just, like, vertical corner pressure is, like, gonna be, like, probably, like, easiest reduction, as well as, like, the laser stuff that we talked about.
Yeah. Okay.
And we went over, like, a bunch of examples on how to do it, so I think kind of just, like, get in there and, like, do a bunch of that, and I think it'll hopefully give you, like, a better understanding of it. Because it feels like that's, like, really, like, the only, like, piece of it you're missing. Like, you have the retreating lasers, like, you're waiting for them to come off the platform and stuff. Like, you're not just giving up center. It's just the whole vertical aspect to it is, like, missing entirely, and I think that's, like, derailing everything.
Yeah, for sure. I think that makes sense. Is this VOD going to be archived, by the way? Or
Yes.
Saved?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'll probably want to take notes on the specific options.
Okay, yeah, what happens is for some reason Twitch just started marking them as private by default, so I have to, like, go in and mark it public, like, right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll do that in, like, a little bit. If I, for some reason, forget, just remind me, but I should be able to get it, like, right after the stream.
Yeah, no worries. I'll message you tomorrow if it's still...
Okay.
I'm not there or whatever.
All right,
cool.
Sounds good, man. Good talk. Hopefully this helped. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it, man. As always, have a good one.
You too. Peace.